Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. We're going to be talking about teen mom dad Ryan Edwards and his soon to be ex wife Mackenzie as they are going through this divorce. And it is getting ugly, you guys, as it appears that Ryan Edwards is wanting the majority of their marital assets. And per court documents that I was able to pull, it shows that he, like I said, wants the majority of their assets. And he is also wanting Mackenzie to buy him out of the house. Now, court records actually show that the house is only in Mackenzie's name, but because they were married, I guess, he still has some claim to it. Well, she purchased the house years ago. It's only ever been in her name. A lot of people have this confusion that the house that they lived in belonged to Ryan's parents, Jen and Larry, and that Jen and Larry gave the house to them. Hey, Lisa, I'm glad you could be here. So a lot of people have this misunderstanding that the house belonged to Jen and Larry and that they gave it to Ryan and Mackenzie. That was not the case. There was a house that Ryan and Mackenzie lived in that did belong to Jen, but the house that they lived in when everything took place at the end of their marriage, that was a house that it was purchased, but it could only be purchased in Mackenzie's name due to Ryan's credit. So the house is only in her name. However, because it was purchased, after they got married, it's considered, community property. So therefore, he can ask that she buy him out of the property. This divorce has been going on since early 2023. Mackenzie first filed February 2023, and it was because it stalled for a while, it was dismissed. Mackenzie went back to the judge and asked that the judge reinstate the divorce, but ultimately they were told they had to refile. Ryan did turn around and refile a few days later. It has been a very it's been a sad situation, honestly, because while Ryan is sober and he's doing better, and that's great, like they can't get along. There's still a lot of trauma there. That Mackenzie, obviously, she dealt with a lot throughout the end of their relationship or throughout the whole time of their relationship. She dealt with a lot, to be quite honest. And, Ryan, he's moved on. He's engaged. He's got a baby on the way. But, he's still, what he's doing with Macy for Bentley, he's still not doing that. He's not doing that with Mackenzie, right? He gets along fine with Macy and he's trying to be there for Bentley and, but he's not there with Mackenzie yet. So, like I said, I pulled the court documents off the internet and I was kind of shocked because I was like, he's literally asking for almost everything. And he's asking that she buy him out of the house. And Mackenzie does not, she is not on TV. She works a regular job. Her court documents, I think it said her income was like $3,000 a month. She's raising 3 kids. She just started getting child support from Ryan, I think in April. So since they split up, since February 2023, she did not receive a dime of child support. Ryan destroyed their house. She paid to fix that house. No, Ryan did not send any money to help fix it. His parents did not put any money towards fixing it. On her income with no help, she took care of those kids for 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, with no child support. Had to fix the house back up so she could put her kids back in their house where they felt safe, where they felt secure. And now he is asking that she buy him out of the house, which means, if she can't, and somebody, a single woman, a single mom raising 3 kids by herself, is she going to have to file bankruptcy? Could you imagine? And two, if she has to sell the house to be able to give him his portion of the funds, that means she just paid all that money to fix this house so her kids could go back to their home where they're comfortable. And then she would have to sell it to get something smaller or get something that they're not used to. She would literally have to put her, in my mind, here's the thing. Some people, I get it. Ryan and Amanda have a lot of fans. That's great. That's grand. They're doing good. That's great. That's grand. And some people, they're like, oh, she's a hater. She's obsessed with them, whatever. No, I'm just doing my job covering them. But when I see things like this shows me Ryan is not even considering what this would do to his kids. Yeah, imagine spending all that time and money and not having any help. Imagine spending all that time and money when you don't even make like Ryan's income, and this is not me guessing his income. Throughout their divorce and through the child support order, Ryan had to tell the court what his monthly income was. He told the court that his monthly income was like 18 grand. Her monthly income was a little bit over 3,000. But it took her like a year or so to fix this house back up. And now she's being told, he's wanting her to sell it or somehow buy him out. Well, she can't afford to just buy him out. So she would have to sell it, which means her kids would like that's their home. These are young kids. And I know for me, like even when we go on like vacations, my husband's parents used to live in Texas and we would go there for a few days and my kids would be ready to go back home. They'd be like, I want to go home. Their home is their safe space. And they already had to live somewhere else while Mackenzie fixed the home up after Ryan demolished it. They already had to live somewhere else and it put them out of their comfort zone. It put them out, just in general, just put them out. They had to stay somewhere else while Mackenzie paid to have that house fixed, and now may have to sell it. She may have to sell it. The joint assets proposed to be awarded to the husband. So this is Ryan. He's asking for the Ford F-150 truck. It was purchased in 2018. The purchase price was $60,000. The fair market value now is $25,000. He's wanting the Harley Davidson, which is 2000. It was 2017 purchase price 30,000. Fair market value is 15,000. Covered trailer 2018 purchase price 11,000. Fair market value 7,000. So he wants half the equity of the marital home. Purchased in 2019. Purchase price is 309,000, and the fair market value is 469,000. And here's the thing: the reason probably why it's even worth that is because she just redone it. She just had to completely redo everything in that house. Tools, $75,000 or judgment for this amount. Race car, $100,000 or judgment for this. So where he says here, tools and race car, he either wants her to pay him $75,000 for the tools or put a judgment against her for this amount. And for the race car, he wants $100,000 or put a judgment on her for this amount. Then it lists joint liability proposed to be assessed to the husband. So he's going to take Capital One credit card, and half of the tax liability. So the Capital One credit card, 2017, $4,200, monthly payments, $135. 2018, $4,500, monthly payments, $140. These may be his cards. I'm not sure. I don't know whose cards these belong to. One could be his, one could be hers. I'm not sure. So joint asset proposed to be awarded to the wife. So Jeep Cherokee and jet ski and marital home have the equity, which is $80,000. So he's saying that she could have her vehicle, a jet ski that they purchased, and have the equity of the home. Meanwhile, he wants Ford F-150 truck, Harley Davidson, covered trailer, half the equity of the property, $75,000 for the tools, $100,000 for the race car, and then put that on top of half the equity of the marital property, right? So, I mean, literally, she can't afford this on what she makes per literally the child support documents that was filed, the child support affidavit. I don't understand how she could pay that. I don't know if you have like a time frame where you have to pay it, but I'm looking at this from like, how would she do that? Would this literally put her in bankruptcy? I don't know how she could do that. And everybody says like, oh, she just wanted to be on TV. She just wanted to be popular. And I'm like, she just wanted clout, whatever. And I'm like, this girl could probably start doing interviews, paid interviews. There she was for 2 years, not getting a dime in child support, fixing her house. Ryan was not paying child support. He did not help fix the house. She could have did paid interviews every once in a while to help with that, but she didn't. She posts on her TikTok every once in a while, but it ain't like she's trying to be an influencer. She's got every right to post TikToks like anybody else does. You know what I'm saying? But every time she does, she gets attacked relentlessly. It's horrible. Okay, so Joint liability proposed to be assessed to the wife. So he wants, like I said, joint liability proposed to be assessed to wife. So he wants this race car. I don't think these are like legitimate race cars. I don't think these are like the NASCAR race cars. I think he has like those dune buggies. So I don't know if this is for sure, but I think when it says race car, I think it's just talking about like a dune buggy. I don't think like Ryan used to post videos of him like working on these things. So I think the race cars that he has is like dune buggies. I don't even think it's like a race car, right? Tools and machinery, $100,000. So my thing is like, okay, is the race car worth $75,000? God, oh my goodness. Like, does he race it? Like, I have friends that have race cars and they actually race them, and their race cars that they actually race and they use them for work, like that is their job. Like, yeah, they may be worth that, but I doubt like a dune buggy race car is going to be worth $75,000. And here's the thing, the crazy thing is if the race car was purchased when they were together, she's entitled to half of that. So is he saying it's worth more than that? Is he saying that race car is worth $150,000? So I take half, you take half. Like you got to buy me out of half of it. So you got to pay me $75,000. There's no way that race car is worth $150,000. Like I don't think it's like a real race car. I think it's just like one of those dune buggy type situations. And then, but say the race car is worth there's no way it's worth 150. But okay, if it's worth 75, then why does she got to pay the whole 75,000 to him? Why is that what he's asking? It should be half and half, right? I don't know how much money he is actually supposed to pay a month for all their kids. So for Mackenzie, he's supposed to pay, I think it was $1,533. I think. I was trying to, because I was looking at TikToks and everything earlier, and I found one, and I started looking into these to see. It's just like bars on blocks. Like, but it's like one of those bar buggy things. Like it's not even, where is my notes for everything? It's just like these bars on blocks, right? Or on tires, whatever. It's like, dang, I wish I could think of what they're called. It's like one of these things. It's like one of these. It's not like, oh, he pays for Bentley like $200 a month. So Bentley's child support has never been very much. That came out like a while back that he was paying like $200 something for Bentley. So it's literally like one of these things from per my research, from what I can figure out. It's not an actual like race car that races, that like it's one of those things, right? So he wants her to pay him $75,000 for the race car and then $100,000 worth of tools and machinery. So I'm like, is he telling us that he had like $200,000 worth of tools and machinery and he wants her to pay half of that? Or is he saying he thinks it was like $100,000 worth of tools and machinery? And if that's the case, then it should only be like 50 grand. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I feel like Ryan, like, that's great that he's doing good. Like, great on him. Give himself a big old pat on the back. Eat a few cookies, right? But at the end of the day, you destroyed that house. Refrigerator, like, flung over, cabinets ripped off the wall, mirrors busted. Like, I went back and watched the video again today, right? And we can watch it again if you guys want to see. The pure and simple fact that you know you did that, it put your two children out. Your two children could not live in that home for a while. You did not pay to fix it. She did. And now you're like trying to stick it to her in the divorce. I don't know. Like, I get it. Like, things might be tense between y'all, but I just feel like that's a lot. There is no way, like, on that income, I don't know how she would be able to pay that. Raising 3 kids as a single woman, doing the job that she does with the income that she brings in, I just don't know. You would think he would just want to let things be and make things easier, right? Yeah, you would think. I mean, honestly, if it was me and I did that to her, I would be like, you can have the house. That's our kids' house. That's where they're comfortable. That's what they're used to. That's their home. You can have the house. Let me have the truck. Let me have my motorcycle. Let me have my truck. Let me have the trailer. Whatever tools I have left, can I have my tools? You know, like whatever. You can have your car, you can have the jet ski, and you can have the house. See, that's why I'm not like, yes, I will like commend Ryan on like being sober. That's great. He looks happy with Amanda. They look like they go well together. They look like they are a perfect match for them. But when something like that, I'm like, he's literally not thinking about his kids. The way now he's like, oh, when he talks to Bentley, your mom kept you away from me and I was mad at the time, but I understand it now. I'm like, are you not thinking about your two little ones? About how it's going to affect them when their mom has to file bankruptcy and she has to put them in a little house where, you know, like that they're not used to after she just spent all this money fixing that house that you destroyed. Like, what are you doing? Like, why? If you guys want, I watched this today and we can go back and watch it really quickly. Let me see. We can watch the house. Let's just to kind of remind us what Mackenzie had to pay to fix. And I don't care if people like Mackenzie, don't like Mackenzie. She didn't ask for this. Yes, she married that man when he was falling asleep driving. Okay, she was 20. She made a mistake. It's crazy because people can forgive Ryan for doing this, but they can't forgive a 20-year-old for like marrying him while he was falling asleep behind the wheel, which she did not even know the full extent of what was going on when that happened. So she came home to this one day.
What we'll do, get some pictures of this. We'll upload it into a digital evidence file. We'll see where the file on the computer. There's the mags.
And he didn't just do like damage like Mackenzie stuff. It was like the kids' bedrooms too. And I get it, like he was in the throes of addiction. He was really bad off. He thought things were happening, like he thought Mackenzie was cheating, whatever. But still, if you think your spouse is cheating, you don't destroy y'all's house and your child's house, your children's house. I mean, Mackenzie had to pay to repair all that. Mackenzie did. And now he's asking that she either buy him out of the house or sell the house to give him. I don't understand why he doesn't see that that's an issue. And I feel like, the people that support him, that are all about him, they're going to be like, well, that's what she gets. She thought she was going to marry a teen mom star and walk away with a lot. She wasn't trying to walk away with a lot. Like, this girl's literally just trying to walk away and have a house and a vehicle. She's not trying to, like, stick it to him. If she was, she'd be selling news articles. She'd be selling text messages. She would be selling this. She would be selling pictures of him because I'm sure she probably got them. I'm sure she's got evidence that she's used in court. You know what I'm saying? Like, if she was really trying to like screw him over, why isn't she doing, interviews? Why isn't she like exposing him for things? She has not asked for alimony. No, she's been working. She's literally been working. She hasn't asked she asked for child support. When she filed for divorce, she filed for custody, emergency custody, I think it was, because of how he was. She hasn't asked for alimony. And literally so when they separated, she got emergency custody because of the state that Ryan was in. He damaged the house. He was making really bad threats. Child support was like, she just asked for it not too long ago, like a few months ago. Here's a little timeline of their relationship. I'm going to read it really quickly. January 2023, Ryan was harassing Mackenzie, accusing her of cheating on him online. He terrorized her all the month of January and February. Mackenzie wrote in court papers of an alleged incident that took place January 15, 2023. Ryan punched holes in the walls and doors. He picked me up by my neck up against the wall, threw me down in the hallway, said if he could not have me, no one could. Opened his pocket knife, put it to my back like he was going to kill me. This happened in front of my children. I tried to leave, but he smashed my phone and took my car keys. Then another fight that happened just a few days later. Mackenzie claimed January 24, 2023 fight, he came into the bedroom where I was laying down, pretending like he was going to punch me in the face, breaks the bed with me in it, gets in my face, yelling at me. I went to get the kids to try to leave. He would not let me leave. He threw me down in the living room and threw menthol nicotine in my eyes. February 8th, he threatened her with a biker gang, saying, you better effing lie to the dudes who come and ask you. They're going to come to work and they're going to ask you. You know it's a big no-no. And she said, who's coming to my work? And he said, people from the gang that I just joined. You know it's a big no-no to be married and have your wife disrespect you in that kind of way. But I guess I'll just take the whooping, the ass whooping, because I don't want the outcome to be, and you can hear what he said right there, I don't want the outcome to be something for you. That ain't even fair. At that point, Mackenzie filed for an order of protection, and Mackenzie actually had this call recorded. I want to say she was at work, and he called, so she recorded the call, and he told her he joined this biker gang, and they heard what she did, that she was cheating, so they were going to come to her work and handle her. No, this was old, Christine. So what we're talking about is the divorce. So I'm talking about like the beginning of the divorce and like getting to where we are now. February 9th, Ryan got served the order of protection, and it included being kicked out of the house. So he trashed the house. When he was arrested for trashing the house, he tried to lie to the cops on body cam footage, saying he didn't do it, even though he had some white paint that was all over the house, everywhere on his boots. Then he told Macy and everyone that Mackenzie and Josh did it just to frame him. He also violated the order of protection by contacting Mackenzie's dad and got arrested for that. While he was being arrested, he was in possession of drugs. So he was also charged with drug possession. This was February 10th. When the police showed up to arrest him, he was like, what is going on? What is this for? And they said, turn around, put your hands behind your back. And they said, you know what you did at the house or something. And the cop said, that was wrong what you did at the house. And he said, I did not do that. And he was like, well, you violated an order of protection too. Is that good enough for you? And he was like, how? And so later on, though, the cop said, how do you know what I'm talking about when I referenced the house? When I said that was wrong what you did at the house, what am I talking about? And he said, well, I saw the house. I saw what happened to it. I saw that it was trashed. And he was like, well, how do you even know that? And he said, because I went by there. And he said, well, when did you go by there? And he tried to say that he went by there like 2 days prior or something. And they was like, no. Mackenzie was just at the house yesterday. So this happened after she left yesterday. So when have you been by there? Because there's been an order of protection for a couple of days now. You wasn't supposed to go there. So yeah, he like when the cop said like that was wrong about the house, he was like, I did not do that. But the cops noted in their report he had fresh paint on the top of his boots as well as on the bottom of his boots. And there was paint thrown all over the floors, the wall, like all in the house. And there's some people that try to blame Mackenzie for that. And I'm like, the only name that the house is in is Mackenzie's. So she's the only one really like, responsible for it. Like this is her kid's home. You think she's going to go in her kid's home and do that and destroy that house for what? For what? Because she's mad at Ryan? Like to me, like what happened to that house took a lot of power and a lot of like, there was like some crazy feelings behind that. And Ryan at that time, we know he was not well. You know what I'm saying? He was not well during that time. He was online accusing her of things. He said he joined a biker gang, that he didn't. He didn't join a biker gang. He said they were going to come to the house. He made a threat to her, like, no one's going to survive what's about to happen. I don't know. Meanwhile, Mackenzie's like, she's not online posting anything crazy. So yeah, we think she just went and destroyed her own house that her kids live in, knowing that Ryan's like in the throes of addiction, really bad in addiction. There's no way he's going to pay to fix it. So why would she do it? That makes when people say that Mackenzie did it, I'm like, that makes no sense for her to do it. Like, what mother is going to destroy their own house? She wasn't on drugs. She was just dealing with her husband who had relapsed really bad. And he was struggling with, like, he was very paranoid, thinking people was out to get him, thinking like crazy things. Now, that type of person who's really, in the middle of an addiction and thinks their wife's cheating and thinks this is going on and that's going on and like all these crazy things are happening, yet someone like that, it might drive them to do something crazy like that. But a woman that's literally just going through a really bad divorce, she's not going to do that to her house. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mac through the fridge. Exactly, right? Well, Kristen, if you want to back up, what's new is what's happening with the divorce. But I'm not just going to jump on here and be like, oh, so there was a new divorce filing. Ryan's asking for everything. No, I'm going to go into like the divorce was filed this day. This is what happened leading up to the divorce. In the middle of that's why my lives are usually like an hour long because I talk about things. I'm not going to just get on here and be like, oh, a new divorce filing drop. Here it is. I talk about things. If that's something that you don't like because I have to bring up old news, find you someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, this is old news. Does it change the fact that they're going through a divorce and he's trying to get almost everything and he's trying to make her buy him out of things that would literally put her in bankruptcy more than likely? It would put her out of her house that she just paid for. So, yeah, I think it's very relevant to bring up him destroying the house. That's very relevant. You know what I'm saying? It may be old, but it happened. I think Mackenzie's family comes from money. Like, I think they're like pretty well off. Like, now, I mean, her as like a teen mom, and but I don't think Mackenzie's family's like poor. And marrying someone that is on teen mom, it doesn't just automatically mean they're rich, especially when they have a kid that they're supposedly, helping take care of. Like, there's no evidence to support that she married him for money, so I don't want to put that on her. And two, I mean, my God, she ended up marrying him, and he immediately had to go off to rehab that they had to pay for. Let's continue really quickly. By the end of February 2023, close to the sentencing after Mackenzie filed for divorce, he was apologetic to Mackenzie in private, texting her for what it's. This is February 2023. For what it's worth, I'm sorry, and I do miss you. This was breaking the order of protection. Mackenzie did not respond. March 12th, 2023, he posted this weird Insta self-appreciation post of him working on a car and made a reference to a girl attacking him in a sexual way. Who was that about? Maybe that's one. Never mind, I'm not going to read that. Also, there was another post that I read in another article where she did end up at one point texting him back saying, I don't want to be with you. I want a divorce. There was like 2 different times that he like reached out to her saying he loved her and he wanted to make it work and he was sorry. And one time she responded saying, I don't want to be with you. I want a divorce. All right, let's see. He pled guilty to harassment on March 14, 2023. The drug charges were dropped. He was ordered to wear an ankle monitor and go to rehab for 6 months. He checked himself out only about 2 weeks into being in rehab on April 3rd. April 7th, he wrecked his truck while behind the wheel on drugs. He overdosed. He went to jail. He was held in jail until his hearing on April 20th. That's when MTV camera crew came around. He was sentenced to a year in jail, but got let out 3 months. 3 months into it, he was sent to rehab July 18, 2023. He did 28 days in rehab, was sent to a halfway house on August 14, 2024. He was photographed walking with Amanda on August 15th. He met Amanda in rehab. They were put in the same halfway house. Mackenzie came to visit him on August 17th. October 7th, he was caught speeding on his motorcycle. He was going like 150 miles per hour in like a 70 miles per hour speed zone. It was ridiculous. He was like, oh, sorry, baby. He was going well over the speed limit. He was found guilty on November 8th, 2023, the same day he was let out of the halfway house. On November 25th, him and Amanda got kicked out of a bar. December 5th, the judge pretended to play hardball, did a drug test, wanted Ryan's care plan now that he was free, but Ryan had not taken his shot like he was supposed to. And he had not gone to the classes like he was supposed to. The judge got mad, put Ryan back in jail until January 17, 2024. Or he was supposed to go back. He was supposed to go to jail until January 17, 2024. But on December 23rd, the judge let him out early. So that's kind of a quick rundown. And then this is, do I want to read this? Let me see. There's so many articles out there that you can find. All right, so about this, that really just kind of reminds you like how bad this was. Like this was a big deal. We really don't know what she sold though. Like Ryan alleged that she sold stuff, but I'm curious to find out like what she sold. But I'm also like, I'm raising 2 kids for 2 years without child support. Meanwhile, like you're buying houses, you're buying engagement rings, you're getting engaged, you're impregnating somebody else. Here I am. I just like I'm trying to fix my house up for my babies that you're not helping me take care of. Oh, we have a dune buggy outside that's half mine, half yours. Sell that mug. I mean, maybe, maybe it's illegal. Maybe through a divorce, you're not supposed to sell anything. But if I was in a very bad bind, well, you see, it can make new memories. And it's her kid's house. That's the thing is that house is the house that like her kids are comfortable with. That's their home. And she can make new memories. They can make good memories. I mean, they have started making good memories. It like her TikTok, she posted like them at Christmas and them watching TV and like it doesn't like it can be good memories. Like, yeah, there's gonna be bad memories for a while, but she can be happy with those kids in there. And that is her kid's house. This was when Mackenzie got the 2-year restraining order. It kind of jumps back to tell us some of the things that took place. This was April 9, 2024. Ryan Edwards has been ordered to stay away from his soon-to-be ex-wife, Mackenzie. Ryan was back in court to attend a hearing regarding a protective order that was filed by Mackenzie in March. Ryan, accompanied by his lawyer, went before the judge, who was to decide if the temporary protective order should be made permanent. The Hamilton County Clerk confirmed that a 2-year restraining order was ordered by the judge, barring Ryan from having any contact with Mackenzie. Mackenzie also requested protection for Jagger and Stella, but it's unknown if it was granted. The temporary ex parte order of protection was issued March 28th, with the court finding that Mackenzie was under an immediate, and present danger of abuse from Ryan. He was ordered not to abuse, threaten to abuse, hurt, try to hurt, or frighten Mackenzie or their kids. Ryan was also told not to put Mackenzie or the kids in fear of being hurt or in fear of being able to leave or get away from him. The order also barred Ryan from stalking or threatening to stalk Mackenzie or the kids, coming around or contacting Mackenzie or the kids. This includes showing up at her home. 2 additional areas of protection were ordered. Ryan must not hurt or threaten to hurt any animals owned by Mackenzie or the kids. This is notable given that back in 2016, Ryan was investigated for animal cruelty after he went on a cat killing spree and bragged about it online. It was also handwritten on the order that Ryan is to refrain from damaging Mackenzie's property or interfering with the home's utilities. Ryan allegedly trashed the home that he previously shared with Mackenzie and their children. According to the incident report and body cam footage of the house taken after the alleged rampage, the home was covered in graffiti and paint splatter, and nearly everything in the home was ruined or broken. And that's another thing. I'm like, Ryan, you broke so much in that house, like Mackenzie's and the kids. You broke the kids' things too. But like in the garage, like where all your tools were, like you didn't mess with none of your stuff. Yeah, I'd probably sell some of that crap too to pay for my house to get it fixed. And Mackenzie had to go through and clean it. So I might would have picked up a screwdriver or a tool that I didn't know what it was and said, okay, it looks like trash. I don't know, throw it away. Okay, back in January, this is 2023, Mackenzie called the police after Ryan allegedly sent her alarming text messages after he came to their house. Shortly after Ryan left the residence, Mackenzie called the police. Ryan sent her threatening text messages, a deputy wrote in a report. Mackenzie advised Ryan sent her a message stating, so Mackenzie sent Ryan a message saying, you're going to be hard pressed to find another place to live, and no one is going to survive anything. Like that is like a threat on their life. Like you're going to be hard pressed to find another place to live, and no one is going to survive anything. Mackenzie also informed the cops that Ryan allegedly vowed to return to the home the next day to retrieve his weapons. However, Mackenzie told the cops there were no weapons there that belonged to Ryan. Mackenzie, who also filed a restraining order on Ryan in February of last year, told the police that she was scared Ryan could harm her. The Sun posted additional information about the restraining order that was granted on Monday. The signed order states that the lawyers for Mackenzie and Ryan will work together to figure out a time when Ryan can retrieve possessions from the home they once shared. The document also stated that Mackenzie is to only contact Ryan's family when it's regarding visitation for the children. Ryan violated Mackenzie's protection order by texting her on February 19th, 1:45. Now, this was 2023, I think. My God, I haven't to live my life without you. Sorry. He texted her again February 23rd at 4:57. For what it's worth, I'm sorry and I do miss you. She did not respond. Mackenzie claimed in the petition that her father called authorities and that officers found a loaded AR gun in the home. She then described a February 8, 2023 phone calls where he threatened her, claiming, phone call threatening me, saying I was not going to like what was about to happen. Mackenzie then named a motorcycle gang that Ryan joined, claiming they were going to come find her. She asked the court to order Ryan to move out of the home immediately. The mama three listed 3 of Ryan's guns. She got a temporary, and we're going kind of all over the place at this point. Well, Kristen, if you back up, I know none of this is new, but the reason we're talking about this is because Ryan just filed for what he wants in the divorce. He wants almost everything. And the things that she is getting, like he wants her to. So we're going over that, and then we're just going over like everything that happened at the end of their divorce. Some people know it, some people don't. For those that do, great, we're talking about it again. For those that don't, we're just we're just kind of saying like, hey, this is what happened. Like, great that Ryan's doing good. That's great. But he put her through hell at the end. And if people's like, well, that's what she gets. She married him high. So you're gonna say a 20-year-old that married a guy because he was falling asleep behind the wheel and he told her that it was Xanax. He told her he had a prescription for Xanax and she thought it was Xanax. She deserves that. But what does a man that destroys his family's house, what does he deserve? What about a man that goes 2 years without paying child support? While his kids are only taken care of, have to live somewhere else, and their mom is the only person taking care of them and is putting their house back together. So I think all of this is relevant. Yes, there's going to be some old stuff that we're going to talk about. The new stuff is what Ryan is asking for. And to go through all of this in a relationship and then ask for that and then want to put the mother of your children in bankruptcy and force her to move out of the house, like great, you're doing so good, Ryan, but this is not good. This is not you putting the kids first. You may not like Mackenzie, whatever. Sure, don't like her. You don't have to. But when you stick it to Mackenzie, you stick it to her kids. This is not just sticking it to Mackenzie. This is sticking it to her kids. That is their home. They love that home. They don't want to move from that home. But if you're going to try to force Mackenzie to pay you $100,000 for tools, $75,000 for a car, and then however much, I don't remember how much it was for the house, she can't afford that based on what she reported that she makes. So she would absolutely have to sell the house and then possibly have to file bankruptcy. And that's what you want to do to, like, it's going to affect your kids. It's going to affect your kids. And the fact that you destroyed the house and she paid to fix it, and now you're trying to force her to like buy you out. She bought you out when she fixed that house back up. That's when she bought you out. When she had to pay to fix that house so her kids can move back in it. That's when she bought you out. My ex hasn't paid 12 years or so. If he would have tried to see the kids without paying, I would have never. She don't hold the kids back from seeing him. They go see him every other weekend. And that's the thing. They always have. But like as soon as, and that's another thing. When Amanda, I don't know, I'm reading Amanda there, so then I said Amanda. When Mackenzie was granted that 2-year protective order, she ended up dropping it so Brian could talk to his kids outside of just when they were at his parents' house. When that protective order was in place, Ryan could only talk to the kids when they were at his parents' house. He did not like that. He wanted to be able to talk to them more versus every other weekend. So it was asked of Mackenzie, will you drop the restraining order? She said sure. And then he was able to call her house and talk to the kids. The kids have been going there every other weekend from like since the beginning, since the beginning. She's not tried to, even though he wasn't paying child support, they still went to Jenna Larry's. He still saw them. The only thing that she requested is that it be supervised. Because, hello, this dude gets arrested like 3 times in 3 weeks And then even after he gets out of rehab in a halfway house, he gets in jail again. He gets pulled over on a motorcycle going like 140 miles per hour. He gets thrown out of a bar. This is after he gets kicked out of the. This is after he completes rehab in the halfway house. He gets kicked out of a bar, and he gets pulled over for speeding. So yes, she requested supervised visits. That's what they did. That's what he has. He has supervised visits. I don't think that's anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? But she has not kept the kids. Like they go, and that's a lot of people. I've seen people comment on Mackenzie's TikToks. Like Mackenzie posted a TikTok of her and Stella at a school thing, and it said on there that like one of Stella's friends, little girl friends, classmates, her mom didn't show up. And Stella was like, that's okay. Like, we can share my mom. Like, my mom can be here for you today. And people commented, was like, that's not true. I bet she didn't say that, but I bet she did say, why ain't my daddy here? And Mackenzie commented on it and said, he could be. But like, I don't stop him from coming here. He could come if he wants to. He has the same access to this information as I do. I don't tell him not to come. He can come. But everybody has this assumption that she's like trying to keep the kids from him. They go there, and Mackenzie even released messages like maybe, I don't know, a while back when people were accusing her of this. She even released messages showing that she offered to let Ryan see the kids on like other instances. Like, hey, going to church tomorrow. Do you want to get the kids and take them to lunch? Do y'all want to do this with the kids? And like, he didn't, so there's like this misconception that she's like keeping the kids from him. And that's just not true. She just wants it to be supervised. I'm not a judge, but in my opinion, the judge will not make Mackenzie move. In my opinion, the most he will get is if Mackenzie puts the house up for sale, half the equity minus payments Mackenzie made minus the damages. Yeah, and I feel like the damages, like how much was that? Because they were married when they bought it. So it's because they were married. Community property. An arrest affidavit for his February 10th harassment charge obtained by the son details the threatening phone call mentioned in the petition for an order of protection. Mackenzie answered a phone call from Ryan and video recorded the conversation as she provided authorities with 2 videos. The officer wrote the most threatening part of the video in the affidavit. Ryan said, according to the court records, you better effing lie to the dudes who come and ask you. They're going to come and ask you at work. Mackenzie responded, what? He replied, I'll take the effing ass whooping. Mackenzie then said, who's coming to my work? Ryan answered, the people in the club I effing joined Friday. It's a big no-no, and we already went over this, but this tells a little bit more. It's a big no-no to be married and have your wife disrespect you in that kind of way. But I said I'd take the ass whooping because I didn't want the outcome to be something for you, and that ain't fair. He later said, if you don't tell me the truth right now, God, you're going to effing regret it. Mackenzie shot back, I don't want to be with you. Ryan then said, yeah, I hear you, but okay, look, I guess you didn't hear me. What's about to happen to you is going to be ugly. The narrative continued by the officer. She interpreted this as a legitimate threat to her life. So I don't know. I think as time passes, and I think this is why I wanted to do this as well. When time passes, we kind of forget the severity of the situation, how bad their divorce was, how scary the end of their marriage was. Like, for Mackenzie, like what Mackenzie did go through. Like, yes, okay, she married him when he was falling asleep behind the wheel. Okay, great. I'm sure she was paid back tenfold for that, just trying to deal with somebody that was, an addict at the time. Mind you, according to what I've been told, Mackenzie was very much encouraged to stay with him, even when things got tough with his addiction. Even when she felt like, I have kids, like I have to protect my kids. Like it was like, well, you can't leave him now. You need to stick beside him. Like if you leave him, like he's never going to get help. Like just, maybe he'll go to rehab. You got to stick by him. So she was very much like, and listen, I talk to people in that area that know Ryan, Macy, Mackenzie, Jen, Larry. Like I talk to people and they're like, it was Ryan's parents pushed her to stay. They didn't want her to leave. And so she, she stayed. And I'm sure she regrets it. I'm sure she regrets staying as long as she did. But if you're going to judge her at 20 years old for marrying him then how can you not judge him for what he did to that house? I keep being told by people that know them, she is trying to move on with her life. It sucks that every time she posts anything on TikTok, it's always got to be like Ryan and Amanda got to be brought up. And it's the same thing over on Ryan and Amanda's page. Like literally, when Ryan and Amanda post something, people's like, oh, Mackenzie's so jealous. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe they like that. Maybe Amanda likes seeing people say that. But if it was me, I would get tired of people bringing up my man's ex. I would literally be like, stop bringing her up on my page. I don't care if she's jealous. I don't care if she's bitter. I don't care. I'm not posting a video of me and my baby for y'all to say, oh, I bet Mackenzie's so jealous. I would be offended if people continue to bring up my man's ex on everything that I posted. And it's crazy because Mackenzie can't post anything. Even if she does a trend that literally several people are doing, it's like a big trend on TikTok. If she does it, it's like, oh, you were throwing shade at Ryan and Amanda. Even if she was, who cares? Like, look what he put her through. Look what he did to her. And now, he went 2 years without paying child support. He did not help prepare the house. And now he's asking for all these things in the divorce. Hell, I might be mad too. I might post a video too, like, holy crap. My husband was a bike club. It don't work that way. You don't just go and join. There's a big long process you go through. Yeah, I was told by people in that area that Ryan did not join that biker gang. It was like a specific gang that he named. And I was told, like, yeah, that was hilarious for him to even say that. So, yeah, you guys, he is asking for, once again, the Ford F-150, the Harley Davidson, a covered trailer, have the equity of the marital property, $75,000 for the tools, $100,000 for the race car. He is wanting her to be awarded her car, a jet ski, and half the equity for the marital home. I wonder how much, like, if you total up the amount, the fair market value of what he would be walking away with versus what she would be walking away with, I'm wondering the difference. It would be a lot. It would be a big old difference. I mean, I don't know the year of the Jeep Cherokee or the jet ski, but it's gonna be a big difference of what he's wanting to walk away with. There was something else. Oh, and Amanda posted a video of Ryan. Said that Ryan bought her a car, and I remember when I saw that, I was like, if he did, they're still married. Like, if Ryan buys Amanda a car while he's still married to Mackenzie, I think that could be considered marital property because they're not divorced, right? I guess it would depend if Mackenzie wanted to really push that. But I think that it could. I mean, unless a judge was like, listen, y'all were split up, he was with somebody else, a judge might could. But I mean, I think the law is the law, and the judge may have to like abide by that law. Like, no, they were still married, they weren't divorced. He purchased it before the divorce was done, but I don't think he actually bought the vehicle, from my understanding. So I think she was just like posting a TikTok of them like out looking at it. I don't think he actually bought it, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. They don't like being called a gang. They are a club. But yeah, you guys. So leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I know I'm gonna get some heat from all the people that love Ryan and Amanda, and you guys love them. That's great. Everybody needs support, but I don't think this is right. And I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to say, like Mackenzie or not, she is taking care of those kids. She's raising those kids. She's working a regular job. It ain't like she makes a bunch of money. And even if she gets mad every once in a while and posts a little shady TikTok, even if it is her directing it at them every once in a while, like, let her be mad. My God, she married the man, and look how everything happened. You know what I'm saying? I'd be mad too. You went and bought a new house, this big old house, and you didn't help me fix the one that you destroyed. I'd probably be mad too. And I wouldn't have been I would be talking crap. I would have, any naked pictures I had. Well, you can't do that's revenge porn. You can't do that. Never mind. Any secrets, I'd be spilling them probably. And I want to bring this up too. I see a lot of people saying Mackenzie owes Macy an apology. That apology happened. Like, that apology happened, from my understanding. Also, after that letter was read, that literally Mackenzie was encouraged to do. Mackenzie, y'all don't think Jen and Larry wouldn't like, oh yeah, read that letter. Y'all know she talked to them first. Y'all know Mackenzie talked to them and Ryan about this letter, and you know they were like, yeah, read the letter. Oh, that's what we've been wanting to tell her. Yeah, read the letter. And everybody's like, no, Jen and Larry loved Macy. They talked so good about Macy. No, they didn't. They didn't talk. I mean, to Macy's face, they did because they co-parented with her. But no, I mean, that's just like when Taylor and Macy got into it with them. They still have Ryan's back over when it came down to the nut gun. They picked Ryan over Bentley, and Larry told us that he did. Larry told us when him and Taylor got into it that Larry was their son, and I mean that Ryan was their son, and like that's who they were gonna, it was gonna be Ryan. And Taylor told him, put Bentley first. He's a kid. Put him over your sorry son. Um, but they did not always get along. And Ryan blamed Macy for everything. So in that house behind the four walls, they accepted that and they believed that. And they got irritated with Macy and they talked crap about Macy. And they did it to Mackenzie, and Mackenzie witnessed that. It wasn't like they loved Macy over there. And Mackenzie was just over there sitting there like, I hate her. I hate Macy. I hate Macy. It was literally like she was fed all this stuff about Macy. But the new girlfriend, nobody supports a deadbeat daddy as much as the new girlfriend does, right? Did it happen with Mackenzie? Sure. Mackenzie, she starts dating Ryan, and Ryan blames Macy. Ryan's telling Mackenzie, like, oh, Macy's horrible. Macy this, Macy that, maybe, So, yeah, she believed Ryan. Her and Macy, they butted heads for a while. The letter happened. There was an apology. That's why later on they got along. If you literally look on the internet for Mackenzie Edwards and Macy book out family photos, you see they have family photos together. And everybody acts like Macy and Mackenzie hated each other all the time. No, they did get along at times. They got along at times. That's why when Bentley was having his party at the zoo, who did Macy reach out to? Mackenzie. She reached out to Mackenzie and invited. She didn't reach out to Jen and Larry. She didn't reach out to Ryan. There was a restraining order, so she couldn't. But she didn't even do it through Jen and Larry. She reached out to Mackenzie and was like, hey, can y'all come? So, I mean, they got over that. That letter thing, yes, that was a point of contention for a while, but they did get over that. And I am sure at this point, Mackenzie sees like, oh, okay, like no wonder Macy didn't want to let Bentley around Ryan for a while. Does it mean that like that's what she gets? I mean, people make mistakes, like she was 20. She believed her man that his baby mama was like this horrible baby mama. His parents was feeding it to her. He was feeding it to her. Mackenzie needs to tell some stories and get a shark for I know, right? And that's another thing too, was sometime a while back, he filed for full custody of the kids. He filed for full custody and he requested child support. And he requested that if Mackenzie didn't pay the child support, that a judgment would be put on the house. I'm like, dude, that's not thinking about the kids. Like, you are literally just trying to like screw her over in the worst way possible. Like, why? Like, this woman stood beside you for the longest. So, like, why are you doing that? Uh, Anyways, you guys, I thought that was very interesting what all he was asking for, how much he was asking for versus how much, Mackenzie would get to walk away with considering everything that happened. You guys leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe. Double check, make sure you're subscribed because YouTube, they do unsubscribe people. And we are so close to 100,000 subscribers. So we are really trying to get there. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.